Hey there, it's Walt. I was reminded this morning as I was reading the beautiful obituary of Stephen Hawking in the New York Times of a very favorite Rumi quote of mine. And the quote is, "You were not meant to crawl. You were born with wings. So learn to use them and fly." Hawking was a fascinating human being. Back in the early 60s, as a graduate student, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, which is usually a death sentence for people. And despite that diagnosis, despite the ongoing deterioration of his wellness and his ability to function in the world, he went on to become one of the greatest minds of our age, contributing to our understanding of the origins of the universe, of our cosmos, of our very being, researching deeply into black holes and astronomy and writing prolifically and speaking prolifically. And he was a character too. You know, he once broke his leg in a high-speed wheelchair accident in his home of Cambridge. And he, in his 60s, went up in a hot air balloon and wanted to experience zero gravity and went up in an airplane to experience that. He was not afraid to push the boundaries of our knowledge. He was not afraid to push the boundaries of his own limitations. He wanted, in his own words, to be an example that we are not limited by our physical abilities, that the only limitations that we have as human beings are limitations of our own spirit. And it's so easy to get dragged down in our day-to-day life, to see the obstacles that come at us, to be overwhelmed by the emails and text messages and notifications and the alerts, to be dragged down by the obligations that we have and the things that are undone and the dishes that are in the sink, to be worn down by those things. And yet, you know, we don't have to be a Stephen Hawking. In fact, every single one of us has gifts and talents that only we can share with the world. And the world is waiting for us to step up and to step out and to share those gifts in a big way. And so to realize that that is our call, to go out in the world and make that difference. Toward the end of his life, Hawking said, you know, that though we as humans are bound to earth, we're meant to fly with wings. And so the challenge is that despite our own obstacles in our lives, no matter how large or how small, despite those obstacles, to grab hold of those gifts and talents that are ours alone to share with the world, and to realize that there are people that we're meant to serve in the world that are waiting for those gifts and talents to get out of our own way, to claim our wings and fly. If you haven't read the obituary of Stephen Hawking, go do it. It's inspirational, it's fascinating, it's interesting. And look around in your own life and look where you've been holding yourself back and decide that you're going to claim your own wings and fly. Make it a great rest of the day, great rest of the week. Talk soon.